Oh, hello. Welcome to your weekly recap. This is your commissioner speaking. We are now 7 weeks through the second season of Debauchery and Arrogance, and we are seeing wonderful parody continue. There are now not only 0 undefeated teams, but 0 one-loss teams. The East has accumulated 24 out of 42 total wins that have been handed out so far this season, while the West has only gotten 8. And most of those losses were given over to teams from the East. I actually ran a t-test comparing the means of the points for between the two divisions, and the difference is statistically significant with a p-value of less than 0.05. In fact, the East has an average points for that is, I think, somewhere around 100 greater than the West. We'll now do a segment that I'm calling The Scoreboard. I'll think of a better name soon. And we'll start with the game I was most excited about. Brett, way to go. Way to go beating Jesse, Brett. The whole league should give you a hand. Final score, 128 to 120. Brett advances to 4-3 in the West, and Jesse falls to 5-2. Jesse, the mouth breather Eli Manning continued to fuck you, and it was because you didn't play him. And I'm not saying that was a bad move, but he just continues to fuck you. When you don't play him, he has a good week, and when you do play him, he has terrible weeks. You played instead. You played Foles, who got hurt, and he only put up 10 points in our high-scoring league. I'm so sorry. Eli's put up 24, and that could have been your game. Second game we'll cover is my least favorite game of the week. Dim Boys About It versus Trade Rapes Anonymous. Wells, you let us down. Micah is the Vader of our league. He is evil, and it should be all of our goal to defeat him. The force was not strong with you this week. Wells, final score of 169 to 132. Micah advances to 4-3 in the East, and Wells falls to 3-4 in the West. Wells, you had a bye week this week in Pierre Thomas, and I assume that's why you played the law firm, who is just fucking terrible. You lost to Micah, Wells, and he played Brandon Jacobs, who was not even on the field for a single snap. God damn, that's just terrible. The third game we will cover was the Green Bowl Packers versus Robert Sniffin the Turd. Way to go, guy. The fantasy ejector seat has finally come down to the ground, and your slide is over. Guy gets the win, 133 to 128. Now, I don't want to hear your bitching anymore about PPR. You won this game because this was a PPR league. Don't want to hear it anymore. Robert Griffin had a huge game, 46 points, and the other guy you traded away your number 1 draft pick for, CJ Spiller. They're the only one you have left on your team since you dropped Santana Moss. CJ Spiller's terrible, and now it seems like his injury is nagging him. That was a bad move, dude. I'm gonna keep saying it. But you traded for Terrence Williams, so that was a good trade. Another big game of the week big win was Comeback versus Trent Rich or Die Trying. For shame, Sam. For shame. I get it. It was Breeze's bye week. But final score of 167 to 145. Dan improves to 2-5 in the East, and Sam falls to 4-3 in the West. Sam played Tannehill, and Tannehill he had a good game, 25 points, but could not get it done. Dude, I'm sorry. You're gonna die trying. Trent Richardson, man, he ain't that good. And, he's a good running back, but his season ain't looking good. Our third game to cover this evening, the Big Debaucheries versus Peyton's Peyton's Turd Better Jake team. Drew, is that on purpose? Did you really name your team with that sort of grammar? Fuck you. But your slide's over. You finally won a game. I believe it's been somewhere around 3 weeks since you won a game, or 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? Good job. Final score 152 to 118. Drew, you advanced to 4-3 in the East. Jake, you fall to 2-5 in the West, and you have lost 3 games in a row. On to the final game of the week, the game of the week. Team Hartness versus yours truly, Jamal Vimal. Underwent a name change. Look how good I feel. It was awfully good to me, but my team is different now, and it is built upon the back of Jamal Charles, my first round pick, which I took at the 9th overall pick. I want y'all to go back and think about how many of you passed on Jamal Charles. Final score 162 to 120. Fuck yes. I advanced to 5-2 in the East and am tied for the league with Jesse. And I currently have the longest active winning streak of 5 games in a row. Baxter falls to 2-5 in the West. Baxter, there is no question. You have the worst team name in the league, and it's so bad because you haven't even tried. Barton's is pretty bad because it's pretty cliche and it's pretty overused. But I'm not going to complain about that because at least you tried. You haven't even tried. Baxter, you have consistently. That will wrap up this Week 7 recap. This is your commissioner saying, suck it.